Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind.
Hi, I'm Melanie Friedlander, and welcome to My Terrible Take, coming at you every Sunday courtesy of Steelers Depot. As we work through the Steelers' 2021 draft picks, next up is Tre Norwood, defensive back from Oklahoma University, taken 245th overall in the 7th round. Norwood played his first 2 seasons as a cornerback, earning a starting role as a true freshman. He missed all of the 2019 season after suffering an ACL injury early in the preseason and returned for the 2020 season, moving to safety. Following that, he declared for the draft. Like most athletes who sustained an ACL injury prior to the season, Tre took it as a redshirt year. He underwent surgery and then planned his recovery with former NCAA football player turned trainer Yusuf Holloway, who has worked with Tre since he was a junior in high school. There's a great piece on Norwood from June 2020 when he was returning to the team on OU Daily, including interviews with Tre, his dad, and his trainer, and I will post the link on Twitter. They talk about the physical and mental challenges of his injury and recovery. It's not clear if Norwood was taken so late in the draft because of the injury, his limited body of work at safety due to a somewhat abbreviated 2020 season, or other measurables. But would a history of ACL repair in college impact his ability to produce in the NFL? A group of surgeons looked at whether prior injury has an impact on the athlete's career in the NFL by player position and published their findings in the American Journal of Sports Medicine in 2009. A database for all players evaluated at the NFL Combine by medical staff of a single NFL team from 1987 to 2000 was created, including each player's orthopedic rating, diagnosis, surgical procedures, number of games played, and the number of seasons played in the NFL. Athletes were then grouped by position as follows: offensive backfield, offensive receiver, offensive line, quarterback, tight end, defensive line, defensive secondary, linebacker, and kicker. The percentage of athletes who played in the NFL was calculated by position for each specific diagnosis and surgery. The effect of injury on the likelihood of playing in the league varied by position. That's what we would expect, right? Fullbacks who undergo ACL repair almost never play in the NFL. ACL injury significantly lowered the likelihood of playing in the league for defensive linemen and linebackers, but fortunately, it didn't seem to make a difference for defensive backs. On the other hand, meniscal injury significantly reduced the probability of playing and length of career for athletes in the defensive secondary, but that's not the issue for Norwood, of course. In his final year and his first season back from surgery, Norwood played all 10 games, racking up 5 interceptions, including a pick-6 with a 45-yard return in the Goodyear Bowl versus the Florida Gators. He also looked incredibly solid at his pro day in March. So it's safe to say that he has a very successful recovery from his ACL repair, and based on the data, it shouldn't negatively impact his NFL career. If you want to learn more about this future Swiss Army knife, check out Josh Carney's pre-draft profile on Steelers Depot. That's my terrible take, and thanks for listening. Please follow me at Girl Surgeon on Twitter.
Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.